welcome everybody. Welcome YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching us from. Rise Up TV. This is Sauerkraut from the Coffee with Sauerkraut show.
Hi, Sauerkraut.
Hello.
Hey, and we have Don Pierce here, and obviously this is the cabin. And today we have a complete panel to complete our Brady Bunch look going on here. We have the girls of music, not just country music, but pretty much every genre we have here. We have rock, we have pop, we have country, and we have Mark, who's not a girl. And
Mark.
nor am I.
Depends if it's Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Depends on the day. Yes, but
we do have Mark Rosner here. And
yeah,
Mark
we have an
executive
exciting show today.
Yeah. It's going to be cool. We got Mark Rosner, executive producer of Rise Up TV. And I'm going to tell each and one of you ladies, of course, you've caught the attention of the Don Pierce Show and the Cabin. You've also caught the attention of Mark Rosner and Rise Up TV, hence why he's here today. And Mark is also a guest host on our show quite a bit and is going to be a permanent presence of the Cabin. So welcome, Mark, to the show.
Thank you. You can call me president if you want. I'm pretty good.
Just don't call me.
Somebody's got to do it, right?
We just agreed before you got here. We're not talking politics and Trump.
I know.
Just ruined your day, didn't I? So anyway, let's welcome everybody to the show here. We got Sharon Marie White. Say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Then of course we got Zoe next to her.
Hi.
Where are you from, Zoe?
What was that?
Where are you from?
I'm from Kentucky.
There you go. So, just kind of get everywhere where we're from. I forgot to add, Sharon's from Alberta, Canada. Tracy Miller beside her. How are you doing, Tracy?
I'm good. I'm an Alberta girl, too.
Alberta girl. Let's talk to Tracy 1 second before I move on, because I got some great news today. Fans Choice Award. Man.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting evening for me last night for it's my first nomination for anything in my entire music career, and it was the Fans Choice Award for Country Music Alberta. And really, that one really packs the biggest punch in my mind, because it's an award that, the fans are voting on, not industry people. It's people who actually listen to your music and buy your music and come to your shows. And, they get to have a say in who they think is doing well in music and who they want to hear. So yeah, I'm just beyond humbled. It's a pretty cool feeling.
Perfect. Congratulations on that.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What an honor that is. And right next to her, of course, we've got our own hometown girl right here from the East Kootenays of British Columbia. Miss Shelley Lynch is here with us.
Hey. So just so you know, my internet's cutting in and out a little bit, you guys.
Here we
That's
go.
fine.
Finally, you got her here for a half an hour.
We'll blame it on the
minutes.
internet.
And then she's got, it's not that she doesn't want to be here or nothing. Anyway, we'll keep up with Shelley here. Got some great stuff from Shelley here today, guys. Look at that. Got some good stuff in the mail from Shelley. Anyway, next to her, we got Miss Kimmy from the Enemy Line 2020 Entertainers of the Year for Access Country Radio.
Thank you so
voted
much for
on by
having
the
me.
fans. Yeah,
Another
congratulations.
fan voted thing. How does that grab you?
Oh, it still gives me like butterflies when I think about it. It's awesome. We worked really hard this year, and it was just great to see it be recognized. It was beautiful.
Yeah, you guys come out with some, 3 songs, bang, 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 just went to the top of everything. You and your brother, Kurt, let's get that straight. Not your husband, your brother, Kurt.
Brother.
Yeah, brother. Great success coming up. Got some stuff happening with Mr. Corey Stevenson. And man, you got some big shit happening here in the next little while.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of travel. So South Carolina next at the end of the month. And then February, the last week in February, we go down to Georgia and we finish up our album. And we're super, super excited about that, because then we have the CD release party and then the Nashville showcase. So very,
and of course,
very
I'm
excited.
going to get a copy of that CD, right?
Oh, 100%.
Sauerkraut better get one too.
Yeah,
Yes, sir. You got it.
That's nice of you to offer all of us.
Yep.
Like
Everybody
GoPro.
involved.
You
So we
get a
checked under our
CD and
seats.
you get a CD. I feel like Oprah now.
Like Christmas from the Enemy Line all over again. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
And then we got, come on, I'll let you say it, Sauerkraut, because I'm not going to get it right. So
Laurie Lace, right? Is that correct, Laurie?
That is correct. Yes.
Yes, but you can call her Laurie for today.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. She's going to get it anyway. So what the hell's the difference,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
That's okay.
Hey,
Well,
ladies.
I already warned her for years. We were working with Robert Eskridge, and you just finally put the
Finally
S
got
in
it
there.
right.
You've been calling him Robert Eckridge forever.
Yeah. But you know what? After I found out it bugged the piss out of him, I kept doing it. So.
Why not?
It really. So welcome to the show, ladies. I'm glad everybody's here today. Welcome to the second edition of the Cabin and the first one of 2021, which is, of course, the ladies of 2021. All of you have caught the attention of myself, Access Country Radio, and Mark Rosner of Rise Up TV in one form or another.
Well, not just Access Country Radio, though. Come on, all three of the channels. We have everybody from all walks today.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just put it that. Are you going to do this all day?
Access Pop, Access Rock, and Access Country. All of you caught somebody's attention from there. How's that sound? Is that better?
I could go back to the bourbon bar, and you and Mark can take over anytime you want.
Sure. Hey, why don't we do that? Hey, Mark.
Like a nice place you got there, Don. Is that a picture? Is that come on?
Actually, it's a picture of the cabin. I'm actually in town tonight, Mark. So
I'm glad you're glad that I pointed that out, right?
It's
no, the whole world knows. Actually, we've talked about it before you got here.
Okay.
So, yeah, I don't
assume
nothing.
Andrew's not inside an actual television.
I'm on TV.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, I'm on TV. Actually, I was going to I don't want to disclose my real location because a lot of Canadian politicians are getting in trouble right now for where they're at. But believe it or not, I'm actually on a beach in Hawaii right now.
And your hair is not moving in the wind.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
Unbelievable.
It's windy.
He's got the best hair products in all of Canada, that dude.
No,
man.
you
Mark,
do, Don.
I'm telling you.
You
No,
do.
I don't have any freaking hair, man, so it doesn't matter.
Those
Anyway,
of
let's
us
get
that
on
do
with
are
this.
a little arrogant. I realize that.
I know. So Laurie, did I get it right? Lowry?
Yes,
Lowry.
that's
I
fine.
Lowry.
How about I just call you Laurie?
That's fine.
Yes, that's
How about we just
that's what
call
you
her
could
Miss
call it.
Lace?
There you go.
That'll work too.
Yeah. How are you tonight?
I'm well, thank you, and I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You know, I'm kind of upset at that guy. You know, he kind of kept your music quiet and then just kind of laid all on to me at once. And I'm saying to him, why isn't this girl on my show? And he said, well, she probably would if you would ask. And I said, thanks, buddy. And thank you for such short notice jumping on and being a part of the show.
No problem. It's kind of a running joke. A lot of people will say, yeah, you're the most played artist no one's ever heard of.
Yeah, the other thing too, she did warn me last night. She said, you know what? I guarantee you said it's going to be easy, but I guarantee we're going to have some sort of computer trouble because computers hate me just like that they hate you, Don. And I said, oh no, we'll get through. Don't worry. She's like, no, we'll have computer problems. And sure enough, couldn't get her audio. So
Computers absolutely hate me. They just hate me. I walk by one and it crashes and I don't know why.
there you go. Yeah.
It's the story of my life. Every day I hear it. It never does this before. I don't know why.
I hope that doesn't happen with cars too, because
No issues with cars. No,
Cars.
just computers. They hate me.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Well, they hate me too. You know, I everything I touch seems to go wrong when it comes to this studio. Everything I touch, and you know, last show it was Kimmy. You know, she spent half the show waving at us because wondering if we could hear her or not.
We could hear her the whole time. She just couldn't hear us.
She just couldn't hear us.
The last
Yeah.
one
Yeah,
was
exactly.
way worse than this. This is smooth. This is
going
this is
smooth
really,
so far.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just happy to hear I'm not the only one who has trouble with computers. So
Oh my
yay!
Yeah, so
You know, it's,
we have
that is
Zoe down here, and she hasn't been on our show yet. Neither has
Oh.
Laurie or Shelley or Tracy. Actually, these are all new people. But the reason why I wanted to talk about Zoe is, Zoe, what style, genre of music do you generally do?
Most of the time, all my songs that are out right now are pop music, but we're switching to like multi-genre because we want to get more into the country field.
Okay,
You know,
so
and
you
that's-
want to make that switch, right?
that really
Yeah.
hit me up when Phyllis. Actually, I got a hold of Phyllis, and she told me that you would like to switch into kind of the pop country era. So I thought, hey, what a great person, nice young girl to be on the show with some of the biggest names in country music in Canada. And the U.S. got, Miss Tracy Miller, Fan Choice Award, Shelley Lynch. Well, that's I got to snuggle with Shelley all night last night. It was cool. It was great. Wife's
So
mad, but
what's
hey.
your thoughts on Taylor Swift? Because Don loves Taylor Swift.
I like her.
All right, there you go. So would you compare your music to like Taylor Swift style music?
I haven't put out any country music yet, but if we did,
Well,
that's
let's
who
face
we've
it,
been
Taylor Swift
comparing.
really isn't that
Yeah.
country. It's really more pop
Yeah.
than it is country for sure, right? So
Have you heard Shelley Lynch's music? That ain't country, man. That's outlaw music right there. I'm telling you, that has got to be. She's got to be in with the Rick Snyder bunch with us. I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
Shelly and Tracy, their music is kind of a, yeah, that ain't country, man. That is like that Miller and Gasoline. That is definitely 100% kind of rocky, kind of, yeah. Let's be an outlaw. Like
Dreams
that's
and
biker
Gasoline.
bitch.
Yeah.
That's
Dreams and
biker
Gasoline,
bitch
not
shit
Miller
all
and
the way.
Miller and
Yeah,
Gasoline.
I
You
know.
got
I'm
beer
trying
on the
to
brain
figure it
now.
out. Well, it says
Hey,
right
Shelley,
here,
there's a new
dreams
song
and
for us.
gasoline, right here. You see that?
You know, it's funny. What happened with that is I think I sent the demo to Pinky to listen to, and it came from Dean Miller, and he labels it Miller because it wasn't mastered yet. And then that ended up going to a few people. So apologies for that. It's actually called Dreams and Gasoline, but
see, there you
have
go.
the actual original. So there you go.
Yeah. Well, Miller and gasoline are two things that probably shouldn't go together. Don't drink and drive. Let's let's just get that out of the
Leave
way.
it to
Public
you to
service
say that.
announcement from
Anyway,
Sauerkraut.
what a great package you sent me, Shelley. You know, you got this little postcard stuff here. It says here on the back, though, I'm expecting 3 CDs and 3 vinyls. What's that all about?
Oh, she froze. Yeah, she definitely froze. Yeah, you can't hold a smile like that for that long.
Yeah. Is she back?
She's back. Yep.
No, I don't think she's back.
No, well, she was. Yeah. She cutting in and out. All right, no problem.
Welcome to the show, everybody. It's technical difficulties right here on.
Yeah, we should never say
happen
that.
as usual. Anyway, well, let's just move on. We'll get her a little bit later. Well, I'll do my old study. Here, that's so much for that joke. Kimmy, yeah, we've got a lot of stuff happening there with the enemy line. Let's move to you, and tell us what's going on in your life. You got some big things happening.
Oh man, just trying to keep our heads from spinning off our shoulders. Really, work and family and the music, and then putting travel in between all of that. I'm excited though. I'm taking my babies to South Carolina. So we're going to make it a family
taking Gray.
I'm taking
How's she
Gray.
feeling? How is she feeling?
Great. She's doing great.
Another part, yep. We talked about Gray a little bit. Pray for Gray. Great site. Everybody check that out on Facebook. Gray is a young girl fighting for her life, and let's not put it any other way. That's exactly what she's doing. Do you mind if we talk a little bit about that and the struggle you're going through?
Not at all.
Let's talk about Gray. What's wrong with Gray, so people understand?
Gray was diagnosed November 6th of 2019. She was 2 years old with an inoperable brain tumor. And they said she would have, a couple weeks to a few months to live and to just really enjoy the time we had with her. And so that was super dark for my husband and really our entire family. And then I woke up one day and said no, and I found a great surgeon, and he took out 90% of it successfully down in Memphis, Tennessee, November 25th. So it was real quick, and then they wanted her to start chemo, so we came back to Michigan and arranged that through Helen DeVos Children's Hospital, and she was allergic to the chemo, so so her body went into toxicity, and we got her through that one treatment, and she's all natural medication now, and she's doing great.
Let's talk about that a little bit. You're a pretty big supporter of that natural medication, and it actually kind of led into your own business, kind of dealing with THC oils and CBD oils, which is kind of a different topic, for a country music star to be also involved in that and to be so proactive and talking about it and sharing it. I was lucky enough the other night to catch your question and answer period on Facebook. What a great idea! Like, let's share some of this and how you got involved in all that.
Yeah, the decision to get into medical marijuana for her was scary, very scary to me at first. She's so young.
Before anybody thinks that she's smoking joints, she's not smoking joints. It's CBD oil we're talking about here. Okay, yeah, she's not getting high off of it. There.
No, actually, she does take the CBD oil, but she also takes Rick Simpson oil, which is highly concentrated THC. So it did affect her and make her high until her body got used to it, but it doesn't anymore. It just goes in and eats at the tumor. And getting into it, you're kind of forced to really immerse yourself in it and learn. Like, you have to learn about this stuff. It's your child. I got to know what's going to help her. How is it going to help her? Is it going to shrink the tumor? Is it just going to keep it from growing? So I dove into it and I lost myself and I learned a whole bunch of information. And then the makers of her CBD, they're called Wise Owl Apothecary out of Williamston, Michigan. they offered to help the family out financially to let me start distributing their product. So I sell it now, and I ship all over the country, and I help all kinds of people from, babies to elderly, and it's changed my life and taken it in a different direction. So it's not been all bad.
So how's the doctors reacting to your use of this CBD oils and THC oils?
Well, I had actually gotten her license before I asked permission because I saw the side effects and what it was doing to her every day. And then once they saw her reaction through the ER, it was 14 days after her first treatment. She had toxicity from the one treatment. And once they saw what she was going through, they allowed me to give her medication in the hospital. And this is after having Ativan and painkillers and you name it. They gave her everything, and she was screaming in pain. So I gave her a dose with their permission, and they saw what it did for her. And she fell asleep, and she slept for like 48. I swear it was 2 days that she was just out steady. And then her oncologist came in when we were getting ready to be discharged, and I told her that that's the only route that we have left. It wasn't really like, are you okay with this? It was like, we're going to do this, or she's got no other options, and we're just going to let it take over. And that wasn't an option. So the oncologist is fully on board. They're very supportive of it, actually, and very interested.
And it's totally legal there in Michigan for medical marijuana and CBDs as well at this point, right?
Yes. So. Yep. 100%.
Wow, that's an incredible story. It's me going through what I go through, and everybody here that doesn't know it. I'm dealing with the cancer thing myself, and I'm telling you that chemo and the drugs, it's like they're trying to kill you with kindness, but they're putting all that poison into you. And some days I feel like, good Lord, just take me, because it's like worse than anything else. I dabbled in that was one of the things, because I have liver cancer, and a lot of things I cannot take because of it all goes through your liver. And they suggested THC and CBD oils for me too. And at that point, I think I was doing like 500 morphine tablets, a month, and trying to keep the pain away. And now I very rarely take them. So, I am a big advocate of CBD oils myself, because it works for me. Helps me sleep, takes the pain away. It actually helps me come here and do this every day. This is something I love to do. So it's keeping my life going. And I guess I could be an advocate for that. Not saying it's working for me, but thank you for sharing that story with us, man. And I love the career coming up. You got a new single that just came out. I've seen that all over Facebook. Let's talk about that for 10 seconds.
Yeah, that's gonna be actually available for streaming, I believe, tomorrow. But that's called "Made for Loving You," and we recorded that with the Georgia A team and Miss Beverly. It's a great song. It's one of those almost instant classics kind of a feel. I love it.
Almost an instant classic.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of instant classics, that's kind of going crazy all over the U.S. and in Europe now. Got an old Vern song that you do, Chiseled in Stone.
Yes,
Very
sir.
great version of that. That song is climbing all over the place. So, that must give you some real joy.
Yeah, it's actually, it's the thing that we're most proud of.
Yeah,
today.
It's a good song. Love it. Anyway, all you guys here, the ladies of 2020, you all have families and you all have other lives besides music. Sharon Marie White, I know that I've talked to you a number of times, and you're always doing something with, Ricky and your business, because you guys, music's not your whole life either. So, like, how's things wrapping up in 2021 for you? Like, what's going to happen?
Well, hopefully we'll be back to work. Actually, Brad's doing a little bit of work right now. But I think we've got work, in April, May, we'll be back out in Saskatchewan working. And so we're very fortunate that way. And yeah, so we're going to try to get as much music done as we can while we're home. Just can't do that in the RV. So
no, and that's the case with all you ladies, like Zoe and Shelly. You all have other lives. So, like, where do you guys find the time for music? Like, let's hit up with Zoe here, because she's being quite quiet back there. Like, where do you find time for music and just life in general?
Well, during the weekdays, most of the time, I'm usually doing schoolwork because I am in college. And during the nighttime, I have more time for myself. I can do my lives like I do on Facebook every 2 weeks. During the weekend, I have time to go record or work on stuff that I need to do. So it's just basically about trying to fit the time in whenever you can.
And that is it, is just trying. Tracy, I know that you have a busy life. Between now and your life's about to get a hell of a lot busier with this fan choice award. Then you got assholes like me that come in and say, "Hey, come into my show and let me take you right after work and do my show." But that's the problem with doing a show when you got people from all over the world here. Got Zoe and where are you again, Zoe?
Kentucky.
For some reason, I got Texas on my head with you. I don't know why. That's because Phyllis is from Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Why don't we hook her up with Robert Eskridge and get them to do a duet?
You know what? They're right beside each other. Why not?
I was also talking to Laurie about that too, because she's looking for somebody to do a duet. And if you are a strong country male vocal artist that can handle the likes of Laurie Lace or Zoe, by all means. Sorry, I wasn't going to try to mess up your last name, Zoe. So. But by all means, get a hold of us and we'll help facilitate that. But Laurie is looking for somebody to do a duet with. I know that from speaking with her. She asked if I would do it, but unfortunately, my voice is like nails on a chalkboard.
Actually grow whiskers.
Hey. This is 6 months worth of whiskers here. It's going to be there within another 6 months. There'll be about a 5 o'clock shadow happening.
Oh, I bet you got a gorgeous voice.
Oh yeah, he's got such a gorgeous voice already. Yeah, yeah. People started running. Let's take a little bit about 5 minutes here, and let's talk to Mr. Rosner here about life in general with Mr. Rise Up TV himself. You are gaining some momentum with Rise Up TV. You're looking at artists for this new music deal you have going up with Roku and Rise Up. How hard is it finding great artists to be actually on TV these days?
Interesting question. To be honest, the first thing that pops to mind for me in my position, I run Rosner Management Services out of Vancouver, BC here, and there's just so many opportunities. To be honest, how do we get the word out to artists out there? Because I've been chatting with a lot of artists. There's been a lot of, I guess, negative things going on in the world, the pandemic and everything. For artists, it's incredibly difficult. I saw something the other day, artists are losing their opportunities to go out and play and this and that, but also a lot of artists were like waitresses, waiters, and so the restaurant industry has gone crazy too. So people are having a lot of trouble in the music industry knowing, where to go. What we did early on, and I started doing this 4 years ago, was just creating opportunities, regardless of external things that are happening in the world. And so right now we actually have a lot of things that we're a part of and growing and building, and we find it difficult in some ways to get the word out. There's no real body. We are very close to an agreement, partnership with Reverb Nation. Is going to be huge because that's going to get the word out a lot. But if you think about it, the internet's just so full of stuff.
So much, yeah.
Hard to know
right
for an artist out there, just sort of Googling, management or radio or this or that, like just how do you know where to go? And that's kind of what, we find is we've got a lot of good people and opportunities that we build in-house, and just getting the word out that they're out there is not super easy. And we don't really have to. We're not into selling anything to anyone. We're doing what we do, and but we'd love to be able to help more artists. We've got lots of opportunities. Getting the word out, I think, it's hard to find trusted people.
Yeah. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, especially for our Canadian artists right now, actually, so some of you know that I do a show called Coffee with Sauerkraut, and we just picked up a new sponsor today. The ink is drying as we speak,
that's
actually.
Great news for us.
And the sponsor is Art House Coffee. Now, if you know anything about Art House, it's a organization for artists. They have a recording studio in Toronto, stuff like that. But the Art House Coffee, what they're doing is a portion of every bag that is sold goes directly to the Artist Benevolent Fund, which is a fund for artists who are struggling. It's like unemployment for indie artists. So this is something that we're working with them directly. So they'll be like, next time you see us, I'll have a big Art House Coffee bag. I'll put it right in the
Right.
camera,
Yeah,
advertise them. But the more that they sell, obviously, the better it is for you guys. And that's, something that we're part of the benevolent fund as well. We make donations as well.
Can you send me
Yeah, so-
information on that?
I
Andrew?
most certainly will, Mark.
Love to
Yes.
know
Yeah.
about it so I can figure
Yep.
out how to help.
Yeah, so we
Well,
just
that's the whole
we
thing,
just
with-
did that today. Actually, so we
the ink's
were
not even
kind
dry
of
yet,
staying
buddy.
quiet about it. Yeah, like I said, the ink hasn't dried, but I wanted to let you guys know because we kind of were touching upon that. How hard it's been for the artists. So we want to let you guys know there is stuff out there to help you guys in Canada in specific with Art House. But I'm sure there's something similar in the US somewhere. We'll just have to find that, and we'll
and the studio that they offer, it's free of charge for the independent artists too, right? If
they have
they've got some kind
they
of-
have all sorts of different things, and one of the biggest donators is actually sorry, I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name offhand. But
I knew I was going to get you tonight. Thank you.
anyways, he's the lead singer for Junk House. He's actually one of the biggest donators to there, and he's actually got it on his Spotify page where you could donate right directly to the benevolent fund as well. And that's how I was actually introduced to Art House Coffee, was through him. And it's a shame I forget his name. Anyways, lead singer for Junk House. You could look him up. I'm sure it will come to me at some point. I'll just shout it out randomly, but yeah.
Yeah,
That
we're
sort
interested in
of way.
you talking to yourself. Yeah. Shelley Lynch, let's bring Shelley into this for a second, and Tracy kind of at the same time. Now that we got Mark here, how hard is it today for artists to, pick the right team, to find that management group that's just going to do what, you need them to do to get your music out there? Shelley, you've been like with Black Mountain now, and Tracy, you are too. And Pinky, I'm telling you, that girl works hard for you too. And it's just, how hard is it really to pick that right person?
Well, I can speak to that a little bit because I've been an independent artist in Canada for, about 18 years. And truthfully, I've found such a huge shift even in the last decade because of everything that's out there on the internet, right? I mean, I've never been much of a social media buff. I've kind of always shied away from it. And, I took a break from recording and just got back into it. I took a break for about 10 years. I played the entire time and really focused on live performance in the province that I live in, because that was really always my goal to start with. But I was always independent, and I just found it's always a struggle because people try to push you in a certain direction. So when you're trying to find people to work with, you want to find people that just really love you for who you are as a person and respect what you want to do with music. And, for example, we're both working with Black Mountain Music, and, Pinky, for me, just she reached out to me kind of off the cuff more than anything. And we got to know each other quite well before we started working together, just to kind of feel each other out as far as, is this somebody that, you get a feel for people. And I feel like I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I just am one to sit back and watch and keep my mouth shut and listen to things and just kind of take it all in. And you're really putting yourself out there when you are trusting people to run with your career and help you out and promote you. And you want them to promote you like you would want to promote yourself, but it's really hard to promote yourself. I really personally struggle with that because I just want to go out and get out there and get on a stage and sing and do my thing and, walk off the stage and just talk to fans and talk to people who are there. And I appreciate that part about it. And I just feel like I'm just going to let it be what it's going to be. It's hard for me to ring my own bell. I suck at it. I don't know how to do it.
Don't you find that no one person or company can do everything? Isn't that a sort of a struggle with musicians too, with artists?
Absolutely.
There you go. And that's the other thing, Shelley. You've kind of been on both ends of the fence. You did the Nashville thing. Found out that from some of my friends that know you personally. So you've done the Nashville thing. You're playing the Canada thing. Like, how big of a difference is that for you? Like to play both ends of the field. You're trying to be Nashville and Canada all at once, because the industry is quite a bit different in both sides of the border, believe it or not.
It is, but I guess I was brought up, when you do something, you do it good or you don't do it at all, right? That's my dad talking. Yeah. And to do it, I think for me personally, in 2019, I went to the CCMAs just to see if I still belong in the industry, because I was out of it for quite some time. My dad passed away. He was my rock. I didn't write songs. I hardly picked up my guitar in probably 3 years. when I went out in 2019, I met all the people that I knew from my previous album. And they're like, what are you doing? Where are you? And why aren't you here? And then I was like, okay, well, that's pretty cool. And then I went to CRS in Nashville and the same thing happened. And I even ran into Dean Miller and he's like, you know, I'm producing. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't have any songs anyways. And then, you know, with the whole situation with the world and last year, I was like, you know what? I don't want to leave this earth without giving it the best shot I possibly have.
Yep.
And all of a sudden it just turned and I literally just wrote a song yesterday. I wrote probably 5 in the last month and probably 10 the month before. They just keep coming. And so you got to do it. You just spread your wings and like what Tracy was saying about Pinky, you have to have somebody, the people that believe in you is the most important to represent you, because there are a lot of crooks in the industry. There's a lot of great people, but make sure you have people that believe in you to support you.